right. So we are working on the big rock once again. So I did get a couple of parts in. I do actually have a part in a bag from a company called M2C. That's going to be an install for later. But went through a whole warranty process with AMAIN. And they've warranted a couple of things for me, which has been great. Definitely appreciate, what they did. And technically, I was out of that 30-day, I guess, time period that they allow, which was awesome. So why am I choosing to go with AMAIN over Horizon Hobby, even though technically what I'm buying is from Horizon anyway? Just because of the ease of communication, I want to say. Now, did Horizon kind of turn around and do something pretty fantastic? Sure. Which is crazy because, again, I'm not really down on Horizon. It's just like, well, maybe I am. I don't know. They just haven't handled some things the right way, and I would think I would just rather choose to work with AMAIN anyway. So, and everything has been basically pretty flawless. So we got the new motor in from Horizon. They warranted the motor. It was their decision. It wasn't even, they didn't even question it. Literally, the guy was just like, oh, is it the front bearing? And so they already knew what the issue was. So obviously with those motors, with these 3200 Spectrum things here, what the heck is buzzing here? With the 3200 Spectrum things, what's going on here? I don't even know what that was. I'm late. Guy, I'm not late. I'm never late. It's like, what, just because it didn't click right at 12 on the dot? Still not late. I was still within the time frame. Yeah, let me get this. My computer's thinking about its actions of today right now, so I'm going to grab my iPad here so I can see chat. What a mess here. But today is actually a really nice day, and I plan on getting out there and doing a couple of things. So let's see. Hey, there we go. Wow. It's like right there.
Fred Smith.
Nice. Don't forget to watch those ads. Don't forget, I am also an Amazon affiliate. So links are in the description for things that I RC Guy Garage approve. Big and cool. What's going on, Guy? Skip the ad. I'll skip my own ad. Like I said, you're not going to miss anything because what is it? Pause for like a couple seconds. You could skip it, but it's what pays the channel. You guys know that. That's why the ads are there. Where was I? Oh, so I do want to talk about the Big Rock chassis. I'm just going to throw this down here for a sec just to show you what's going on. So my Big Rock chassis is cracked. So right along this area, and I know why. And people that own these vehicles, they also know why. So the crack is pretty much here all the way. It started right in this area. You can tell, and the reason why was because of a hard case back. It assisted, it facilitated, it helped break the chassis. Now, that was something that Earl and I kind of talked about briefly, was that, isn't that funny that the case or the pack that broke it, the case is what basically broke the chassis. So along with, yes, the thing is getting used and abused. It's kind of deserved, but is there a preventative measure? Yeah, so there definitely is. So one thing is to obviously somehow cushion that section, The other thing is don't use the smart packs because the smart packs are what? The smart packs are hard cases. So this thing has kind of taken a deserved abuse situation here. You can use some type of foam. I've got like a desktop like yoga mat thing here. They do have other materials that you can get, box liners for toolboxes, and I think even like Harbor Freight sells like some type of roll-out cuttable type of liner as well. But you'll want a pad underneath that battery tray. Now, here's the other thing that I kind of wanted to show. So along just with that, right, is not only is it the hard pack, but it's also how it's strapped down. Because when you crank this in and you draw up that Velcro, you're putting a pull, technically, on this side rail, right? And you're forcing that battery to kind of stay locked down to that center portion of the chassis. So like this portion right here. So everything is low, okay? So the strap is low. Everything's designed to try to push it down and keep it locked in, which is a great idea. Unfortunately, what it does is that it does cause those cracks and those fissures. So one thing I was thinking that I might do with this one is some type of a protection plate. So not only will this piece of, and this is a metal box, electrical box cutout. So what this is where the electrical wires are behind inside the box of a recessed light. My intent is to divide this basically in half with a Dremel or whatever, and then I'll roll over half of it so that I'm covering a section of the chassis, right? And then I'll fold it down and over. I might Dremel in a little section right there, and it's also going to protect my battery strap from riffraff. Guy, dude, thank you, man. Pots Fund, you know it, man. Thank you so much. You see, now you made me lose my place on words. What the heck was I talking about? If you ever want to mess me up, throw money at me. No, don't mess me up. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, having that plate is going to do a couple things. Obviously, it's going to help protect the chassis. So just from slam downs in those areas, it'll help that. And it's also going to, hopefully repel or give the chassis a little bit of a bounce so that my hard packs, because I prefer to run the hard packs in this thing because those 7600 Ovonic Air packs, like, they're perfect for this. Now, what about like a whole chassis skid plate protection? Yeah, you could go that option, but I'm more along the guy, kind of like the guy that just wants to just try something. You know what I mean? So I am going to just use this piece of metal, bend it over, screw it in, rivet it, whatever it's going to take, and it's going to give just some protection. I may double it on the other side, not double, but I may mimic it on the other side or mirror it on the other side, just to kind of give, I don't know. Maybe it's going to help with some of the abrasions that I'm having on the chassis itself. I do have a new chassis coming because before I install this, I want to give M2C the benefit of the doubt. And when I install this piece that's in here, which is, let's open this up right now. So M2C sent this little bad Larry right here. Oh, and I got something else too. Oh, yeah. Not that I ever drive my EXB, but yeah. So this is the rear skid plate for the ARRMAs, right? So it's for use with no bumper. But anyways, what it does is it just gives tail protection. And I'm noticing on the EXB, the little guy there, the 1.6, not the 1.6, whatever it is, the 6S EXB that I've got, that I've been scraping up the tail pretty bad when I did drive it the limited amount of, 3 times or 4 times that I drove it or something like that. So I figured I'd get a skid plate for it. And then I got this right here, which is the M2C. It's the 3S motor mount kit. So there's your part number right there for that, in case you want to get that. M2C 3473 ARRMA 3S motor mount kit. And what this is going to do is this is going to replace the bent, damaged, broken, poorly designed piece of aluminum with a better quality piece of aluminum with this brace right here, which this brace does 2 things. So it locks obviously it locks the the differential kind of into place, or the motor part into place, provides the strap, and it also has an integrated motor mount like backer plate to give this section and part of kind of, I guess, that chassis a little bit more rigidity. Now, my question about that, or my, oh, look at that, couple M2. See, now this is right. This is the right way to do it. Now, what have I been saying? When people send you stickers, send two, because some people like symmetrical. So if I wanted to throw an M2C on one side, I want to throw an M2C on the other side. So these stickers are pretty sweet. These are nice. Anything else in there? Nope, just an invoice. But I don't even know where I'm at right now. Comes with a mounting screw. Let's see. Looks like you're using the original nut that came in there. Doesn't look like it's any thicker. It's just way better quality. So, yeah. So it'll be nice to go ahead and throw that onto the new chassis that's coming. But like I said, I am going to do an overlap, just not right now. There's just no time for it. I want to get out there and rip it. John David, guy, what's going on, man? Get her done, son. You know it, man. Thank you for that. So who's here? So we've got DV8, Big and Cool. Burnsy. What's going on, Burnsy? We've got Dan, Chris. Wolf's Den, or Wolf. Is that Wolf's Den or Wolf Den? I think it's Wolf Den. Suckender. It's supposed to be like such, right? But it looks like suck. Suckender. What else we got? Rift to the RAF, obviously. KGM, what's going on, guy? Demo, Jason, Jeremy, Michael, Thomas. Let's see. I think I said Kurt. Matt's, what's going on, guy? Sam and Sarah, what's going on, guy? RC Master, what's going on, man? The Tank, what's going on, man? Jess, what's happening? Frank Sluga, what's going on, guy? Lauren, what's going on, man? What else we got? Kevin. I didn't know. Yeah, they do. Yep. Yeah, so M2C actually makes these too, which is, I did install them. So these are the 17 millimeter adapters that M2C has made for that 3S line. Now, unfortunately for me, I've decided to not use these adapters, only because I haven't been able to find a suitable wheel. And I did come across a problem with this barrel nut, which has been addressed. So the issue that I had with this barrel nut has now been addressed. So, and that's what's great about M2C is that, you know, like some other companies, they actually listen. So eventually, once I find a suitable solution for a 17 mil wheel and tire setup, I'll switch back after I buy the new M2C barrel nuts, because I'm not going to run it without it. So let's just get back onto this. Philip, what's going on, guy? How about some merch? Nobody wants no merch, guy. Model Sport, what's going on, guy? Portugal, nice. Rip it. You know it, guy. Darren, what's happening, guy? Addicted, what's going on, man? All right. I think I'm caught up now. So basically all I'm going to do is just put this big rock back together. Still going to run the stock pinion that we had. Nothing's going to change as far as any of that's concerned for now. Don't forget, RC Guy Garage soldering stations. These things go for $500. Get them while they're hot. And you know it's just a joke. So if anybody thinks that that's real, come on, guy. All right, so where are we? The funny part is going to be trying to remember how to put all this back together with my paper plate full of parts. Because I don't do things by instructions. It's just, you just get it done. So I use paper plates. I'm going to switch glasses if I can. Maybe. I don't even know. I don't know where my other glasses are. I did actually fix the wheelie bar. What I didn't do is I didn't get my long screws though. So my wheelie bar had cracked right here. And the reason why it cracks is because the screws with the wheel installed, once it's buried, breaks right at that division line, basically where the screw stops. So my recommendation was to just help with that. Just buy a 60 mil screw. You can get them. They're not cheap, but just buy a M4 by 60 mil. And that'll actually bring it all the way into here. So instead of just breaking at this little kind of flexible area, yeah, it'll bend and hopefully stay more resilient in this area right here because you're grabbing more meat. All right. So I won't need this. Really, got to put this back together. Pop off the pinion here. Everything was Loctited very well, I want to say. I did buzz some heat onto the set screw initially just to go ahead and make sure that I wasn't going to have a problem. This does have the little safe D thing. The way I take those off is I'll spin it to the side like that. And then I'm able to pull it off. Looks like I actually spun it all the way around. Spin it to the side and you can get something in there and grab that. So you can use like a flat blade or whatever and you just pop that little thing off. It's nice to have a magnet sometimes or a magnetized thing there. So this motor is not junk. Front bearings junk, that's it. But they opted to send me a new one anyway. So what I'm going to do just for now, I'm going to grab some Loctite. I'm going to put my little clip back on sideways this way. And I'm going to spin it so that it's settled where it should be, just like that. Set screws out, take some Loctite, I'm going to throw it in that hole. The tank, look at all those parts. You sure? Yeah. I don't know, guy. I hope so. I should be able to. Shouldn't be that hard. I'm just gonna settle the pinion right up against the clip there, and that should be fine. And then wipe off the excess. Just like that. Should be all right. So yeah. Oh yeah, motor plate. Motor plate's bent. So what I should do is I should pound this back into shape. So got a hammer here somewhere. What's that hammer? There we go. So basically what happened with this motor plate, the pull on the motor, you can see that basically the pull on the motor where it's connected, every time it would land on a front landing, Sorry. Every time it would land on the front landing, it's pulling, it's pulling. So this section obviously is going to be its weakest area. So that's where it bent. See it? So I'm going to pound this back into submission. If you have headphones on, watch out. And that's pretty much almost what it took. Look at that. This is pretty cheap, pretty cheap aluminum. To be able to be bent back into shape that quickly, that's some junk aluminum, man. So I'm going to put a little bit of a backside curse on that. See, the soldering station's great, man. This thing has all kinds of function. So that looks pretty good right there. I want to make sure it's straight this way. I think what I want to say is the aluminum that they use, the quality of aluminum, is potentially too soft, is my thought. So that's just what I'm thinking. So now that it's settled, nice and flat in there. Focus on that. Here we go. Focus on the right thing. Here we go. See, now it's settled, nice and flat. So I'm happy with that. So now, motor screws. Where are my motor screws? I think they're these. Oh, this is a different one. So we got that one and that one. And those are different lengths. So let's see what we got here. All right, did I put my motor screws somewhere else? I'm just not remembering. I don't think I put my motor screws somewhere else. So there we go. Those are the motor screws right there. I think. Check it just for a second. Yeah, those are the motor screws. All right. The only thing I was thinking though is if I use these screws again, I'm pretty sure these are the screws. And which way was the motor? Let's see, I should be able to check it by just looking at this. Just want to check orientation. So it looks like it was that screw and that screw on the bottom. So the wires were coming out at the side like that, I believe. So motor orientation, wires were sideways, I believe. Not that that matters. It's not like that's how you have to do it, but you know what I wonder, does that mean that I might want to change the way this was? Because then I could have it totally sideways. I wonder if that's a conflict. So I want it to be totally upright. See what I'm doing? I'm trying to figure out how I want it in the chassis, whether if I want it to be upright or to the side. If I'm upright, then it's not going to use the wire loom. All right. I was thinking I might want to put washers there. Because with the way that that sunk into the metal, focus on the right thing, will you? See how it sunk into the metal? Focus on it. I think I might want to put some washers on there. And I do have my kit here. So I think I'll go that route just to give that, I don't know, just a little bit more, maybe surface area. So let's see. I gotta pop my bearing in there. So that bearing is the wrong one. This is the bearing, I think. And then this, I believe, is going this way. What's that scraping? What the heck is that scraping? Must go this way then. It looks like it might be. Yeah, I think that's the way it goes, right? Yeah, that's the way it goes. No scraping. All right. So there's one little retainer screw there that just holds the plate in place. And that was that little tiny screw that I just saw right here. Still, is that just not settled in? I think it's just not settled in. Yeah, that's not out of balance. Oh, it even sounds kind of funky, huh? And I did take these bearings apart too and re-grease them, so these should be fine. Mitchell guy, what are you doing? No, not the number. Killing me, guy. I take that number and squash it from your brain. All right. So it kind of was at that weird angle, like that. Free paper plate guy, you know it, dude. He comes with 3, count them, 3 paper plates. He gave you a choice of color. 3 paper plates, dude. It just comes with everything. If you want to have the setup, if you want to have the RC Guy Garage setup, comes with paper plates. Comes with everything you need. to get your life in order. Comes with directions, comes with all of it. All right, so let's just slide that into place again. Slide this over. Today only. I accept PayPal, Cash App, Vimeo. I don't even know what the things are nowadays. There's so many different things nowadays. Cash App. That was the first time I ever heard of Cash App and Vimeo or something like that. Was from the Diesel Brothers. They were doing some kind of... come on, get in there. Why are you being a pill? Boy, is my gear mush that mangled? My gear mush? It's not gear mesh, it's gear mush. Boy, you know what, man? That is the way it is. So I'm gonna see if I can get that to kind of clamp in a little bit more. It's like I want it just to be just a little tighter. Let's see if I can get that a little tighter just by giving it a couple of little tabs here. See, there's your mesh right there. I think I just want it to be just that much tighter. The gear still has some life left to it, you know? So I can just sort of just attach. I think that's it. Well, seems like that's literally the mesh that it wants. Nah, it's not backwards, is it? Don't tell me that. Oh, it's right. Damn it. No, wait a minute. Is that where the adjuster is? Don't tell me that. Where's the adjuster in here? Is the adjuster in there? Or is it that side? Oh, there it is. Is that it? You didn't see that. I gotta put the screwdriver in there just to double check here. There you go. Hey, I had it in right the first time, will you? Get off my back. Here we go. What, you mean it should be like that? I think that's a good mesh right there. Check that out. Check it out. I think that's a perfect mesh now. A little bit tighter. Hopefully it'll give me a little bit more gear life. I would have figured it out eventually. That's funny. Guy, it's backwards. What are you doing? All right. Gotta put on the other bearing. It's probably easier to put the bearing on the shaft first, be my guess. There we go. That's a little happy, huh? Nice. Big rock lives. And then, what screws go for that? Let's see what we got for extra screws here. We got 1, 2, 3. So these 3 screws, I believe, are what we're going for that. It looks like that's about right. I think we're good now. Here's my mesh. All right. I don't think I'm going to need any more Loctite. So it should be good there. Now, where am I now? Guess drag this over. I think this is my bearing, I think, for what? Is this the bearing for the heck is that bearing for? Ooh, what is that? Something's going on here. Ooh, do I have grit in there somehow? Ah, no. Something's in there. Dang it. I guess I am going to have to clean this. I didn't think I was going to have to. I must have somehow got some kind of sand or debris in there. Yeah, something's in there. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Can't remember what that bearing's for. It could be my extra bearing, or maybe it's one of my hub bearings. All right, what are we looking at here? One on one side, one on the other. And screws are the same. let's see what's going on here. Well, those gears are looking kind of chunky looking, aren't they? Other than it literally getting hung up on that right there. Let's get this a clean up real quick. Let's see what it looks like. Focus on the right thing. I don't see anything really inside. I suppose it just could be plastic gear syndrome. There is something right there. What is that? Is it right there? Let's see if that's something. Right there. Nope. Something was causing it to hang up. Make sure you wear gloves. Right there, that gear is looking a little funky. Is that looking funky? Nope. I think it's just plastic gear syndrome. That's what it is. All right, so I didn't get any grit. Something was just, might have been just because that pinion gear was feeling some, yeah, everything feels mint. What should be the last one I get to? Oh, everything's mint. I don't know what the heck that was. Is there any grit in there? Nope. All right. Let's just give it a little turn on here. Put the front bearing on. I don't feel anything now. All right there. I think it's just plastic gear, just junk. All right. Seems all right. It's this way. The orange stuff, dude, the orange stuff is mint. The disc brake grease, ceramic, silicone, extreme. I will never change away from that unless, like, I find some reason. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, just plastic. Just plastic junk gears. It's mint. I say that. Now let's just put that there. Plastic junk. All right. Now let's get that. Am I able to slide the heatsink on? Or should I have put the heatsink on? I should have put the heatsink on first. God damn it. Yeah. Because I'm not going to be able to get it past those wires. Son of a. Dang it. I can't get it past the wires. All right. Well, I don't know. This is just a fail. What the heck, man? Are you kidding me? Can't get the heatsink on there. I thought I could slide it over the wires. Guess not. Dang it. This is why you watch the show. For all the stuff that you don't do. Went through that whole mesh thing. Now I've got to redo it. At least now we know which way the slipper goes. Son of a. Let's try it again. Did somebody tell me, hey, guy, put on your stupid heatsink? I wonder. That's what the chat is for. You guys are supposed to be watching out. Guy, don't forget the heatsink. What are you doing? Let's try this again. Now let's make sure I put the heatsink in the correct orientation, which is going to be this way. Hey, there we go. So I think it's kind of like flipped up like that a little bit. What do they say? 3 steps forward, 10 steps back, something like that. Three steps forward, 10 steps back. All right, go into the hole. There you go. Come on. Get off of there. had the mesh perfect too. Oh, there we go. I think it'll be all right. Just give it a crank down and try it. See what happens. There we go. Now we're good. Feels tight. Son of a gun. Yeah, it's too tight. All right, I'm going to switch over to a driver. Had the mesh perfect, and I wanted to go ahead and mess with it because I didn't want to put a heat sink on. So that is settled. It's too tight. If I just loosen up one of these, maybe just push it away. But just want to give it a little bit of looseness. Now watch it be too tight. I mean too loose. See, that's not what I want. That's too loose. All right. That might be it. That's good. I think that's a little bit better. Yeah. Better. That thing tightens right up. All right, not grab a bit. Didn't I put a screw in? I didn't have a screw in the end. Where'd it go? Where'd the screw go? I thought I put a screw in the end of that. Oh no. Where did the screw go? the screw go? Oh, I see it. Flew across the table. Nice. A little bit tighter of a mesh, but that's what I want because the teeth were getting worn anyway. Hear that? Perfect. Okay. Should sound like a supercharger now. It's going to sound like a Dodge. All right. Now where am I? Need to install this thing into here. Now, I've got the new stuff. This is the purple. This is just a little bit stickier, I've noticed. Make sure you wear gloves, but it's not a huge amount. So this is the new stuff that I'm going to try on these gear scenarios. It's got a new smell. And let's see. Let's suck it up and eat it. Nice. Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Some good stuff right there. Perfect. It's like almost like a fluorescent kind of color. I think I'll put on just a touch more. Right like that. Keep those gears nice and lubed. Now I need my towel. So what I did notice was there was some kind of contamination in here. Gotta be careful here. So inside there, if this screw, it could be the fact that that could be rust. So I'm just going to take a paper towel and just clean this real quick. Nothing extravagant. So I'm thinking that must be some type of rust that got in there. From the screw being open. See, obviously the threads are open on that one screw. So that means on one of these long screws, there should be rust in that area. It's not that one. Not that one. It's not that one. That's the Wheelie bar one. This one does have. This is the one right here. So this is the one that's obviously it let water in. So at one point, I guess water got in there, so maybe I'll put a little smear right there, just like that. Just kind of seal up that kind of area. Let's see if that works. It's the new purple. So slap this down and on there. Let's see. Do I have both bearings? Yeah, the bearings there. I'll get a couple screws in. Rusty screw is on which side? Rusty screw is on this side. So now I need that little piece. Where's that little red piece? The little mini drive shaft. Can't remember how that goes. Is that the little mini drive shaft for that? No. This just plugs on. wonder if there's dirt stopping that. Kind of almost seems like. Almost seems like. Something. I wonder if I loosen up these screws, that'll help me get it in there. Time to break out the hammer. It's engaged, I just can't get it to settle down. It's like something is just stopping it from settling in on this side. I wonder if I've got like a rock or something I didn't notice. Some taps. Something is stopping that side from going in. I think it just might be dirty. Might need to throw some WD on it or something. Really shouldn't need it though. It's dry, it should just slide right in. Close. Looks like it's almost settled down. It's almost bottomed out. I don't think that's connected. Let's see if I just tap. Not tap, just bolt this down. Let's see if that's stopping. Yeah, there we go. All right. That's good. Now, the little drive shaft, little red piece, where is that? There it is. Now this goes this way. But I gotta put the piece on first. This nasty looking thing. Probably should have washed this. Boy, I wonder if that's even going to go in. Looks like it's going. It looks like the screw lined up on the bottom, so that's a good thing. Now, that is going to be, what screw is that? This one. Now put this little piece on. Would almost be easier to put the stupid drive shaft in, maybe. There we go. Get this out of the way for that. All right. Now we can go after the rear section here. Pins, this paper plate. And let's see, where did my skid plate go? Two screws. I'll go right there. Could be that one. No. looks like it's symmetrical. But seeing all the grime is on the bottom. What am I doing? Look at the chat. Nice. Seems like the splines aren't lining up. What do you mean? Everything is mint, I think, so far. So when I did change out this bearing, 2A sealed bearing, rubber sealed. It was just a shielded, and I did put a piece of just plumber's tape around there just to cover the gap that was there initially. And that way this can still slide, clip down, and then connect. Bam! I think we're good. All right, motor-wise. And the little fan wire. Just to get these out of the way. Might have to just redo my wire ties here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo it because it's giving me a hard time getting in there. My cutters. The only thing that I can't see, can't see which way this is hooking up. Okay, 2 pins on that side. All right. So it goes this way. Then connect this. Is there volume? Yay! There's volume. Nice. Alright. So I think that's good. No missing parts. I'll take care of this after the fact. And I'll just do the wire loom thing right down the middle instead of doing the sets of 4 or whatever I was doing. I was just going to do one right down the middle. Keep those wires separated. That way there's no chafe issue. So that seems fine. Now I need to install my axles. Got this screw here for that. Now I said what I was going to do is reverse my axles. So obviously one side is getting more worn than the other. I just forget which. All right, so this one is going to this side. Yep. So what I'm saying, right? So this axle right here originally was on the passenger side or the right side of the vehicle. And when you pull it out to where it's supposed to engage the spline and where it slides, there's a marked amount of wear. So what I'm going to do is there's also, when you get it to that position, there's also kind of like a resistance. So when I swap it over to the other side, that resistance is gone and it's smooth. So basically I'll be wearing on the opposite side because most of the direction's forward direction. All right. Come on. Get in there. Not in there for some reason. There we go. Now where'd that screw go? There it is. And which way do we go? This way. Come on. Get in there. If that shock was out of the way, it'd probably be easier. plier on that hub. Just to kind of, yeah, of course you're going to do that to me. There we go. I think it's that one, right? Yep. The pin. Paper plate's getting empty. It's a good sign. I hope. Now I want to go after those little tiny set screws. So that one's right there. Same thing on this side. There. Let's pull that axle through. And eventually those are going to strip and you're never going to get it off again. You're just going to have to take a Sawzall and just chop everything off. All right, so that's looking good. Now, what am I looking at? Rear bumper, wheelie bar, kind of stuff happening. So this nasty looking skid plate. And skid plate to protect that. Where's the long screw now? Oh, did I lose another screw? That one, because I did not install it because it needs to go on now. What the heck screw is that? It's one of those long ones. Uh-oh. What do I do with the screw? Because it ain't this thing, because that's a pin. Alright, so somehow, did I seriously lose one of those screws? It's the biggest screw there. How the heck did I lose it? Maybe somehow I don't know what I did, but I don't see it. It's gonna be around here somewhere. Oh, you know what? It might be stuck. Is it in the wheelie bar? Nope. Dang. What did I do with it? That's not good. I could have taken it and placed it somewhere else because I was doing measurements. That's a possibility. So, did misplace one of the screws. Dang. It's an M4 by 40. Guy, I know, on the floor, right? You'd think so. It could have even made it in the trash somehow. Because I keep the trash too close to my workbench. I don't see anything on the floor. I think what may have happened is when I was measuring it, I may have walked away with it when measuring, because I don't see it here. Dang. Oh well. I'll run it without a wheelie bar or wheels. You just run it on the bumper. Wheelie bar's overrated anyway, right? The heck did it go, man? It's probably on here somewhere, just not seeing it because it's black. Blends right into this tabletop surface. What I ended up doing is I used it to screw into there, but I obviously took it out. And I think I measured it. And there's nothing here. Yep, there's nothing. Alright, so I need that screw, which was, I think, this one. And then throw on some tires. Wherever my tires went. Where did my tires go? Jeez, what a disaster here. Yeah, I used the long screw just to kind of help, but I probably did that to it somewhere on the paper plate here. I must have. I did something. I did something wrong. That's not a surprise. Now, me putting these wheels on, though, I think I'm messing myself up with the wheelie bar, though, aren't I? Yes, I am. Because if I do that, it's going to be hard to get that on there. Maybe if I kept this 5-minute bench clear and just did a single project on it, maybe that's what would help. All right. So now this piece. Let's
So this is connecting in 2 spots. So that connects there, and that connects down there. So it's like a little piano hinge looking thing. And then the bumper connects through. Boy, there's a lot with this. Let's see, do I have the right amount of screws? I've got 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I'm missing screws too. What? This paper plate must have got dumped. Or is this actually, no, wait a minute, never mind. This long screw goes all the way on one of these parts. Goes on the top here. All right. And I forget which way it went. Yeah, see, it goes to paper plate again. Ejecting parts. So it either was this side or the other side. Can't remember. Almost. See, when you look in there, where is it? Right? Where am I looking? Turn this. When you look inside there, right there, can't tell if the screw went that way. It's right there. So I can't see. Enable flash. Boy, I can't tell. It's either this way or the other way. I think it might be this way. That kind of felt good because it didn't thread into anything. Yeah, that must be the way it goes. Yeah, it's gonna be it. Yeah, that seems right. John David Guy, thank you. You didn't miss nothing. Yeah, there we go. So that's the way it goes. Then 2 more screws, which got a choice here. I've got long and I've got short. So it's looking like it's the long. So the screw goes through here. Yeah, that's definitely it. And then 2 screws on the back side. Mitchell, Guy, thank you. For a maid to clean the workbench. to hey, Sam, can you clean the workbench? I'm not your maid. All right. Now, to fire this screw through here. Make sure that that's on. Yeah, it's on there. And getting there. Tight. Same thing with this one. Throw that through. So all you people that gave those donations, I'm going to put your name at the end of the next video coming out, which should be this car driving, provided everything goes well. So I appreciate those donations. All right. That's that. That's set. That's set. Need the screw on this side. Which is the last one. I think I'll use a driver to blow that one in. Mike GENERAC guy, thank you. That's it. Big Rock, I think, is ready for another rip. Other than the fact that my chassis is cracked. But I think I might just soften the area and try one thing in this truck. Man, you know what I could do? I could make a metal plate to go on the bottom and then cushion it. So if I made a metal plate, I could then cushion that metal plate area, and then that should be fine. Good. Focus. Duct tape? Yeah, you're right. What I was thinking is just to throw a metal plate in there for now. And I could throw that in because my chassis has cracked downward. I should be able to just take a hammer, I hope, and whack that back into place like that. Perfect. Check it out. Mint. So that one little hammer tap basically reset the plastic into place. So the crack is still there, but if I take that piece of metal, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to take out that little, see how it's got that piece right here? I want to take that piece out because I want to see if taking that out will help displace the battery further back towards that honeycomb. Because I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. GRC guy, what's going on? How many ESC have I changed on this one? Just one. Just that one that failed because of the wiring issue. But everything seems good now. I lost one screw. It could be on this bench, but it's just a wheelie bar screw. Not like I really need it. I should almost run this Big Rock without a wheelie bar. I'm just going to run it just like that for now. But I do want to remove that piece there. because it's the corner of my battery pack that caused the chassis to crack. So if I get rid of this piece here, so that piece just fell out. Yeah, see? I'll be able to now take my battery pack and put it back towards that back section where it's still strong. So the battery packs that I use, it's not this exact pack. Yeah, I'll just get the real one. So these packs right here, these Ovonic Air packs, these are the ones I use. Now, if I take this and I put it back towards that back section, I think that's going to work. This strap will still strap. God, this thing can take pretty good sized packs, man. But I think what part of the issue is I'm going to take a metal plate like this, and I'm going to install it inside. So if I do that, so basically that metal plate, literally is going to be cut to that edge right there. So I can just take something and score that a few times. Let's see if I can just use the backside. Actually, you can use, see, look at how valuable this RC Guy garage soldering station is, huh? Now I can score that metal and then bend it and break it. Or I might do something even smarter. So, if I take this piece of metal, like I said, you guys gotta, these things go for $500. These RC Guy garage soldering stations. You can use it for anything. You can use it for cutting metal. What I want to do is basically, and I was thinking, maybe if I use, you know, I might not even have to, because this would actually help give it rigidity. So my head's spinning now. So if I think I bend it to there, I think this will work. So let's see. If I had a carbide blade, I could get that to work better. But scoring that line, then what I should be able to do, let's see if I can do this just right. Now I need to put this on the ground. So I'll put it on the ground here. What I want to see is if I do this and I literally press down on it, if I can get that to bend right where I put the score line, that would be mint. There it goes. Now see, what I did is by scoring that line, it just helps aid in releasing that like tension on the metal. See what I'm saying? So now what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to place this in like a plate. So that works for me. Kevin, Owen, Guy, you guys are killing it. All right. So if I put it on the edge of the bench now,
Alex, what the heck are you guys? Are you guys okay? Thank you. Holy smokes. So now I should just be able to bend this metal around the edge just like that. And then to get a sharper edge on it, I'll just probably peen it over. But let's see if I can just kind of give it a squeeze. Get that to, look at that. That's a thing of beauty right there. New battery tray, little kind of support. Perfect. I like it. Nothing but the best for the big rock here. Nothing but the best for the big rock. You guys are absolutely annihilating the chat. Holy crap, guy. What are you guys doing? I don't even know how. You guys are out of your minds. Following suit. Holy crap. You guys are animals. All right. There it is. There's the fix for the big rock right there, man. All right. So this little tab, I am going to snap that little tab off because it's stopping the tray from going all the way back. Although, well, never mind. I'm just going to snap that off. So let's give it a little crimp. Where's my good, there we are. Boy, I'm going to have to start mass producing these things, huh? All right. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of a crimp. There we go. And I can bang that into place. Now, having that sitting back, that's going to work mint. Look at that. That is perfect. Yep. Here we go. Just fix the big rock chassis. And why do I have an extra screw? What's this screw for? Did I forget to put something in? Why is there an extra screw? Oh no, it's an extra screw. Oh no, it's not extra, it's from the brace I took out. That's from this thing. Scared myself for a second. Use wood. Wood is good, guy. You know that. Wood is good, but metal's better. That doesn't really rhyme. Metal's the nuts. No. Yeah, that works, man. Oh, I'm going to smash the big rock today. So the other thing, like I was saying, the big thing is the cushion for this big rock. So what I do want to do is cut a piece of the yoga mat, which I've got yoga mat here. Where is it? Oh, or I could use this. I had yoga mat somewhere. You know, because I do yoga. All right. So I just want to cut a piece of this foam. Again, got the soldering station here. And I basically just want to protect the battery pack itself. So I'm going to leave a section
like forward and aft when I do this, and also to wrap that side just like that. So if I do it like that and it looks pretty straight, go like that. And I'll take my, not a razor blade, but it works. And just slice. And now I want to slice over here. So I want to just slice that section off right there, just to give a little bit of cushion. Oop. There we go. That's better. So there we go. That's funny. I could sure lock that in. But this is just going to be a trial for now. There is foam on this bottom, but maybe what I should do is just cut another piece of foam just to kind of support this section here. So do the same thing. If I flip it this way, and get out my straight edge. I have this cut like that. Perfect. So I'll lay that foam in there, then put this in there, then put the battery pack in with its other piece of foam. I may end up just gluing all this stuff in here. That may be the best way. Because that piece of foam is going to fit mint. Like that. Yeah. Perfect. Look at that. You can't ask for anything better than that right there. At least I can't. I can't complain. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be ripping this big rock. Look at that. Oh, look at I think I messed up on that strap. You know what, though? That's not a half bad idea. Having that right on that rail. I want to leave that. That's it, man. This looks like a win. I'm happy with that. I am very happy with that. Check that out. That works for me, man. Right there. That works perfect. Connector's the exact length that I need for the connector to actually be basically placed under here. The wire's not going to get stuck in the drive shaft because it's just going to be bouncing right here. The only issue is this, which could probably just go like that, I guess. Yes. Very happy with that. Yep, let's make sure it turns on. Hey! ESC fan was going, motor fan's going. This big rock, I'm telling you. We turn the flash off here. Flash off. I literally think that this big rock is now ready to rip, man. I'm psyched. I'm definitely psyched. So, and why am I so excited about a little big rock? Because exactly that. Because this truck is such an I mean, did I struggle with one thing? Kind of, sort of, but not really. Taking this apart, no instructions ever. When I took out that slipper clutch, when I was reinstalling it, I did put it backwards, and someone said something in the chat. Would I have figured it out eventually? Yes. but it probably would have been after I installed it, and I'm going like, geez, how come I'm getting no drive in the rear? It is funny, the things that, you know, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't remember which way it went, and that's what happens. I am missing one screw. That's totally my fault. I obviously misplaced it. Wait a minute. Don't tell me that this is it. Did I literally just find it? No way. That can't be right. Did I just find the screw? I did. How does that happen? I just found the screw that I lost. So I guess we're not done. See what I'm saying? I literally was like, chalking it up to, I guess we're not going to run the wheelie bar. It is what it is. But maybe I won't. I think I'm not going to run, even though I did so just to prove I do have both screws now. So these screws right here, these are 40 millimeter screws. So these are M4 by 40. What I would recommend for at least these wheelie bars or bars, these type of wheelie bars, get yourself a 60. So an M4 by 60. They are out there. I have seen them. And if you do that, you're biting more into the material of that wheelie bar. And what's good about that is that the metal's going to have a little bit more help or rigidity. It's going to use the majority of that structure to kind of keep the wheels like from snapping the actual wheelie bar off. So anyways, I gotta throw some batteries in this thing, and I'm gonna go out to the backyard track, and I'm gonna go for a rip, man. I'm psyched. The big rock is back. Couple of little minor modifications. They're just hack modifications, just like I do most things. It's a hack modification. We had no parts left over, which is great. That's the best part. You can see here. Here's the pile of parts we got. There's really no parts left over because everything that's in there is either wheelie bar associated or it's from the hubs. So the hubs, I had found some of the bearings were wasted. So on my ARRMA Big Rock, what do I have for upgrades and modifications so far? We'll go over that. One thing that I would recommend to do is rotate your axles. So if you want to get twice the amount of life, rotate your axles. It probably is something you should check out because as the truck drives, the way the axles are designed, that the splined section that goes obviously into
So the male portion that goes into the female portion is down low. So it's at an arc. So anytime any sand hits the top of that drive shaft, it kind of like slots down and into that section of the shaft. And what happens is that it's the real fine dirt and mud and grit gets in there and it starts chewing away. And because most of the driving is forward, you're wearing away on that forward torque of those splines and axles. If you rotate them, I already tried to do the whole swapping out the universals and, you know, flopping them. It just seems like it's way more of a pain than a benefit. You're like literally better off just buying new axles. But just, you know, rotate your axles. You know, people on, you know, with your tires for your cars, for real deal. Some people rotate your tire. I don't rotate tires anymore. I really don't. I mean, for the amount of miles that get put on the tires, unless there was an issue, I really don't. I mean, that's sometimes that's part of like a service for, you know, your vehicles, you know, your real stuff. You rotate tires. I think I've rotated my truck tires, but the reason why I rotate my truck tires is because I do burnouts. So when I do a burnout with Big Black, you know, it takes a couple of miles off the back there. I'm not easy with that truck by any means, I'm telling you. That I feel like I have the unicorn of the 06 6.0s. I mean, my truck is still holding together. Would I be better off just getting a whole new bed for it? Probably. Actually, I sent a message out to a bed supplier to see if I could get a whole new bed for my truck. New England's really been ripping into Big Black pretty good. But yeah, Big Black gives Mother Nature a pretty good fight, man. But inevitably, Mother Nature's going to win. Okay, so upgrades on the Big Rock. The first thing that broke were one of my front hubs, the kingpin on the lower kingpin let go. That portion cracked. I upgraded to a hot racing. Do I recommend those? Man. Mine, the steering arm threads, because we're talking aluminum, we don't know what the quality of the aluminum is. Obviously, it's just regular, just junk aluminum. Like the same thing that the motor plate's made out of. It's soft. So, and when you're dealing with M3 screws and tiny threads, when they talk about don't use bearish strength, like when you're cranking down on a fastener, I use thread lock and everything. But I think because it's aluminum and it's a high stress like zone, the screw is technically torquing on that little spindle piece. So it's eventually going to ruin the threads. So what I ended up doing with mine is I used the factory original longer screw and I put a lock nut on it, but I put it in going upside down. I tried it going in the same way the first time, the way it was installed initially. It was too long, and what it was doing is it was getting hung up on the front arm. So I reversed it. That way there's less of an issue. No issue now with turning radius. Every once in a while, it'll do like the little pop lock, but because it's moving, you don't really notice it. This is a little basher anyway, so it's not a big deal. So hot racing front hubs, just making sure that things are still tight. Something actually does seem loose. Now that I'm checking this, not sure what that is. Could be just normal. Yeah, it's just normal slop with a big rock. So hot racing front hubs. I did the hot racing ball ends. The only ball ends that I have not replaced so far are the front shock uppers. And that okay. So the front shock, and I should replace these. So the front shock uppers have not been replaced, and I also haven't replaced the inner upper tie rods, the upper tie rods on the big rock. So that's a set of 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's it. I think that's the only thing from what I think I'm looking at. Like everything else is all the other ball ends and now hot racing. The ESC was warranted. My receiver was warranted, and now my motor was warranted. Now here's the crazy part. They're not requesting this motor back. All mine needs, because I decided to do maintenance maybe almost at the right time, the only thing it needs is a front bearing. Front bearing, a good quality bearing is like what, $12? So, seeing that they're not requesting that motor back, I'm just going to throw a bearing in this motor, and I'm going to have a Spectrum motor that has got just a couple miles on it, you know? It's got some Craigslist miles on it. What else? Rear differential, I haven't broken into it except for the fact that I cracked the case, the housing, not the actual diff inside. And this is the first time I'm using this stuff, which I usually use this is the orange. This stuff I notice is seems like it's very slightly more tacky. And the reason why is because its temperature range looks like it's for a colder scenario. So the purple, it's actually less money for this. This was, I think, like $28, and I think this was like $20 or $24 or whatever it was. $5 cheaper. I decided to go ahead and go with this. Anytime there's a ring and pinion scenario, that's what I use for that. I still got to do my wire tie thing on there. I topped off the rear shocks. They just needed a little tiny, spritz of fluid. I haven't messed with the front. Front are the same. I did go with this, but I'm gonna wait till the new chassis comes in. So this is the new M2C for the 3S line, the M2C motor mount and chassis integrated motor mount brace, which seems like a really good idea. And I think that's it. I broke a steering Ackerman arm. Everything was deserved, though. I should swap the front axles, but guess what? I'm not gonna. You know why? Because it gets less abuse. The thing's always doing a wheelie, right? So there's a lot more torque happening on that rear end. I'm sure the front are fine. And I'm not going to take it apart to find out either. I'll wait till something breaks. Chassis cracked, but I've got another one coming. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because I just made a nice metal plate. Put foam on the bottom and the top just to kind of like cradle the battery a little bit better. Other than that, this big rock is ripping, and I'm wasting your guys' time right now by not getting outside and ripping it myself. And that's what I suggest you do. You can't do it every day, but every day that you possibly can, try to put a smile on your face somehow. If it's watching this channel, hey, that'll put a smile on my face because I'm watching the numbers go up. And obviously I appreciate that. Everybody that gave the holy smokes donations. Also, if you haven't given a thumbs up, is everybody giving a thumbs up? If you haven't given a thumbs up before on the way out, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. I am going to end this live stream pretty soon, but yeah, the next video, I'm literally, you're going to see rolling credits of thanks. And all of you guys, you don't have to donate. That's not what this is about. But what do the donations do? Just like everybody knows, the donations just go right into either the project or pots or more full trigger. So anyways, who do we got here? We got GRC, we got Dazapaka, Robert, Lauren, let's see, Mitchell, Kevin, do you think the motor screw thread lock is as important as thread lock on hub hex adapters? I think what you have to do is figure out what it's mounting to. Figure out like heat that you potentially have, because obviously heat is what breaks thread lock free. So, and I use primarily fire. So if I've got a plastic thing that's going to be near the fire, I'm probably more hesitant to use thread lock in that area because of that. Although I have been known to burn wheels off. So light wheels on fire trying to get the lock nut off. Oh, not the lock nut, but the lock nut, the lug nut off. Aluminum kind of has a certain amount of, you know what I mean? Certain amount of acceptable torque to it, where it'll kind of start to, really tighten up. Should you use thread lock? I don't know. It all depends upon your motor temps. If you're running hot motor temps, probably doesn't even make a difference. But maybe if that's what you wanted to do, maybe it just gives you more assurance that things won't come loose. Now, I think the only vehicles that I've really thread locked, I think the only vehicle that I thread locked a motor to the motor mount was my Hobao EPX, because that's a 5400 kV running 4S with no motor fan. And I just kind of thought to myself, maybe the assurance of having that, you know what I mean? It was kind of like, yeah, I'll throw some thread lock on here, and there's no plastic around it, so it wasn't really an issue. So yeah, I think that's the only one I've really used thread lock on for a motor. I don't think these come loose that way. I think they come loose from aluminum compression. So, and you saw my motor mount was bent. That's why I've got the M2C. So, right, they don't care. Well, you know what, man? I don't know about that, because, yeah, I don't know. You're talking about Horizon? I don't even know. We got Riff Raff. We got King. Iron Man's here. Thomas Downey. We got Rich, Alex, Earl Moorhead. Let's see. Martin. I cannot say that first name. E-Life. I think that's E-Life, maybe. I got the wrong glasses on to see. We got Frederick. I think that's it. A fallen star. It takes me sometimes a couple of seconds to read, because sometimes people do like a name in a certain way. So there's somebody in here that was called a fallen star. Maximum RC. Just a bunch of people. Like I said, all the people that donated, who donated? Can I see that? I can't even see who donated, can I? If I go to here, if I click that, I can. All right. So the people that did super chats today, I will. Oh no, it only does 2. Why does it only show me 2? All right. Well, I know a whole ton of people did super chats. I don't know why it's only showing me 2. But we had Owen, Mitchell. We had Owen, Mitchell. It's literally not letting me go back. All right. Well, I know there were a ton of super chats, and I appreciate those, and you'll see. So, all right. I am going to end this live stream because I'm going to get out there and point blank just start ripping it. I got 2 battery packs for the backyard track. Alexa, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit.
Almost 60 degrees. Was this the third day of spring? You guys all know, right? What I got for the first day of spring. Yup. So coming to a backtrack near you. So anyways, I am out. You guys should get out. And if you can at all, get out and rip it. Throw a smile on your face. More importantly, try to throw smiles on other people's faces. Try to always stay positive. Try to always just be good. You know what I mean? There's way too much junk going on, like on this earth, that we all have to share. Share positiveness. Share the hobby. Take your remote, as long as it's a big rock. Take your remote and say, hey, you want to try this out? And just say, give me $20 if you break it. Because literally, that's all you're going to need. You're only going to need $20 if something happens to your big rock. About that. The big rock parts are so cheap, it's great. That's why I'm saying this is such a, I get so much joy from running this thing. And I've got other cars that are beasts and animals and, you know, run on 500S and, you know what I mean? It's just like they go 5,000 miles an hour, and something about the big rock is just fun. And that is point blank what this hobby is about. This hobby is supposed to be about just having fun. So hopefully you guys have fun on this episode from RC Guy Garage. It was called ARRMA Big Rock Warranty Motor Swap Live. You know why? Because we did it live. Is doing live things like always like the best decision or choice? I don't know, maybe. I'll see you guys later. Maybe we'll do a reveal of a couple of things that are coming to the channel. That's an awful big damn Hobby Wing box, isn't it? I bet you know what's inside of there. Yeah. Is that for a 1/5 scale EXP that's sitting right there? Yes, it is. All right. I'll see you guys later.